Hello and welcome. You're watching the top Jewish news channel. My name is Michael Vilensky, and my guest today is Eldad Beck, a writer, a journalist, and a specialist on everything that's going on in Europe. Eldad, always great to have you in our studio.
Hi, Michael.
So, the relations of Israel and Russia. For me personally, when I look at those relations, there is a very big question mark. Because Israel is a part of the Western bloc of countries, we align ourselves with the European Union, with the US, with all the Western countries, with Western values. And Russia is more aligned with the axis of the so-called resistance, right? With Iran, with China, with Venezuela. But despite that, the relations between Israel and Russia are not as hostile as there could be, right? I want to ask you, why is that? Why isn't Russia attacking Israel more? Why isn't Israel attacking Russia more? We're kind of, both of the countries are keeping a semblance of neutrality towards each other. Why is that?
Well, first of all, we have to hope that this situation will continue because we have absolutely no interest in Russia attacking Israel. I think that we have to look at this situation chronologically. You are actually describing a situation which was existing during the years of the Cold War, where there was a very clear separation between the West Bloc and the East Bloc, and Israel was 100% on the West Bloc, fighting countries and organizations which were 100% supported and aided by the then Soviet Union. When the Soviet Union disappeared and Russia took again its place, there was a whole process of rebuilding the situation, the relations between both countries. And I think that we are still in the logic of trying to keep relatively, I would say, good relations with Moscow, or should I say, maybe relatively not bad relations with Moscow. It seems indeed that the world is now entering a new phase of the Cold War, which means that maybe we have to start rethinking um, processes that happened in the last 30 years. But in the interest of Israel is not, I believe, a full confrontation with Russia, despite the fact that Russia is collaborating with our enemies, may it be mainly Iran, and the support, the mainly political support that it gave to Hamas in recent weeks and months. However, I don't think that Israel has interest in escalating the situation with Russia and openly increasing the support and aid it gives Ukraine more than has been done in the period since Benjamin Netanyahu returned to the prime minister office. I do believe that you can see a change, a certain change in the Israeli policy, because there have been official visits of government members, Israeli government members in Ukraine, which was not the case before. You do have better coordination and also a supply of certain defense systems from Israel to the Ukraine. But despite this change, I would not recommend an escalation with Russia, because this might be a very problematic situation for Israel.
There are people in Israel calling to diversify, to kind of disperse the dependence we have on America to other countries. So, the same way you don't invest all of your money in one stock on the stock market, There are people who say that should do the same with our dependence on America, because right now Israel is very dependent on America. Some people go as far as calling Israel the 51st state of America. And so there are calls to kind of diversify our dependence on America on many countries, so no one country would have, such a strong grip on Israel. What countries do you think could serve as countries for a diversification of Israel's needs in the world?
It's a very difficult question, but I definitely think that we have to pose this question and start looking for answers. And I do believe that under the leadership of Prime Minister Netanyahu, there have been very serious attempts in order to diversify the diplomatic relations Israel has with different superpowers. He had during previous years excellent relations with President Putin. He also emphasized developing relations with India, with China. He brought or built different alliances within the European Union in order to go beyond the very hostile establishment of the European Union, mainly the foreign ministry of the European Union. So there has been an effort. Also in Africa, the area that we are very, I would say, lacking action and support is the area of Southern Latin America, and we should definitely be more active in this spot. What we have to realize that Israel has quite limited resources, and we cannot do everything at the same time. But we look at the situation in the United States ever since the recent war broke out. And we definitely see that we have a huge problem with the certain margins of the American society, which unfortunately are extremely influential on the American administration, the American Democratic administration. I also think it's destructive for the American interests, what they are doing. And we have seen that actually nobody is treating the United States as an important superpower in the world. One has to hope that after the coming presidential elections, 2024, this year, we shall have an American administration that will put the United States back on the map and will make America strong again.
Eldad, do you see a situation, and this question relates to what you were just talking about, where Israel will balance between the West and the East, where we'll diversify our interests so much that we won't be considered a part of any bloc, but we'll have little relations with everyone?
I think that this is the ideal situation, but right now, as we are in war, we have, unfortunately, much more urgent things to deal with. And we are in a situation where it's very clear who are our allies, quite clear, I would say, who are our allies and who are our enemies, as long as the East, and I'm talking here not only on Russia, but also about China, that has been trying to improve its relations in Israel and has done some very important infrastructure investments in Israel. As long as China is defending the terror so-called Palestinian organizations, I don't think that we are close in any way to a situation when we can create this balance.
Eldad, thank you very much for your insight and this amazing interview. It's always very enriching to talk to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Michael.
Thank you also to all of our viewers who saw this interview. Please don't forget to subscribe to us on WhatsApp, the link to which you see in the description to this video. and on the rest of our social media platforms, including YouTube, which you should subscribe to here. Thank you very much and have a great day.